أهلا بكم مشاهدينا إلى حلقة جديدة من مقابلة خاصة. ضيفنا اليوم هو الدكتور نحمان أحد أبرز الشخصيات الإسرائيلية التي تجمع بين السياسة والإعلام والأمن في البلاد. أشغل مناصب عدة، بينها منصب وزير الشتات، وكذلك عضو كنيست في عدة دورات في الكنيست. أضف إلى ذلك المتحدث العام باسم الجيش الإسرائيلي، وكذلك مدير عام الأخبار في القناة الثانية من التلفزيون الإسرائيلي. أهلا وسهلا بك سيد نحمان.
شلون وبركاته.
دعنا نبدأ من موقع إسرائيل في العالم والانتقادات التي يتم توجيهها إليها من الكثير من الدول والهيئات الدولية، بما في ذلك الحليف الأكبر لإسرائيل الولايات المتحدة. من هو برأيك المسؤول عن وضع إسرائيل الحالي؟
Of course, the government and the prime minister are responsible for the present, I would say, crisis between Israel and the United States. It's not at the surface. I mean, the relationship between the prime minister and president are more or less all right. But within the American politics, I'm extremely concerned about the decline in the support of both parties, the Democratic and the Republican ones, especially within the Democratic Party, which has been always a very close friend of the State of Israel. 100 lawmakers voted last week against military aid to Israel. That's a bad sign. And also in terms of public opinion, general public opinion, and even within the Jewish community. So what I see now is that just after the elections, hopefully they will end by a new government. We will have to work very hard to rebuild our relations with the United States in general, in particular with the political system and the Jewish community, because we are very much dependent on the United States, and we desperately need the United States to support Israel in any peace, war, whatever we are going through.
طيب، استكمالا من هذه الإجابة، الإدارة الحالية هي إدارة جمهورية وتدفع بالعديد من القضايا التي تعارضها إسرائيل. بين هذه المسائل بيع طائرات F-35 لتركيا على سبيل المثال، أو المشروع النووي المدني للسعودية. هل برأيك نتنياهو يفشل في التأثير على الإدارة الأمريكية الحالية؟
The last 2 weeks we're alarmed by two major developments in the Middle East. The one was that the United States considering supply of F-35, the most advanced American aircraft, to Turkey, and last week or earlier this week to help Saudi Arabia to build a nuclear reactor and maybe to enrich uranium in Saudi Arabia. These are, as I said before, alarming news because the United States is committed to Israel's security according to the American law. And the law says very clearly that the United States should keep Israel, the security and the defense, the military capabilities in a higher level or in an advantage on our enemies, on other states in the Middle East. This is the quality age between us and our enemies. And the United States should be aware of their commitment to keep Israel's security is the first priority.
طيب، الفرق يبدو أو التباين يبدو ليس بين الحكومات وحسب، إنما في داخل الشارع الأمريكي. وفقا لاستطلاعات الرأي العام هنالك تراجع لمكانة إسرائيل في الولايات المتحدة، وربما أيضا من بين اليهود الأمريكيين. هل إسرائيل تفقد الشارع الأمريكي واليهود الأمريكيين؟
Yeah, we are very much tuned to the voices coming from the American Jewish community, especially the young generation. And I specifically concerned about me. I'm the head of the Hebrew Union College in Jerusalem, which is the rabbinical and cantorial school of the Reform movement. So we meet and see and engage with young American Jews, and we listen to them. So what I say is the following. First of all, you have to hear their opinions, to be aware of where they are politically. And secondly, as I said before, If it depends on me, just after the election, the new government, hopefully there'll be a new government, will have to build Israel-US relationship major project to look inside American society, Jewish community and non-Jews, and to figure out what we have to do in order to rebuild the relationship between us and the United States. Because this is the line of life for the state of Israel, the relationship between us and the United States.
طب أنت أشغلت منصب وزير الشتات ولديك علاقات مع الجاليات اليهودية في كافة أنحاء العالم. كيف تغيرت علاقات هذه الجاليات بإسرائيل منذ اندلاع الحرب في 7 من أكتوبر بحسب تقييمك؟
Between the Jewish communities around the world, each community is different than the other, but in general I would say that what concerns them most is the unpredictable rise of anti-Semitism around the globe. And I couldn't imagine that in our generation we'll see such a high level of anti-Semitism everywhere, including safe states like the United States or Britain. France is a little bit shaky, but hundreds of percent high of anti-Semitism incidents, including the social networks, which is the hub of anti-Semitism now. And it was there for a long, long time. But after the October 7 attack on Israel, it went up, which is ridiculous because we were attacked on October 7. We did not attack anyone. And that's something that we'll have to take care even now. Don't wait. We do a little bit, but not enough. Again, how to deter anti-Semitism and to convince foreign governments, the host governments where the anti-Semitism is now rising, to take severe measures and to block the new anti-Semitism and new anti-Israelism in those countries.
أنت تسميها لاسمية، لكن هناك آخرون يعتبرونها بأنها انتقادات ضد الحكومة، خاصة أنه في داخل الحكومة هنالك العديد من الوزراء المتطرفين الذين يقولون إنه يجب عدم الاكتراث برأي الأسرة الدولية وعلى إسرائيل أن تتصرف وفق مصالحها. ما هو برأيك الثمن السياسي الذي تدفعه إسرائيل من مواقف هؤلاء الوزراء؟
Not every criticism on Israel or against Israel is anti-Semitism. This is my position. Other things differently. And especially in the government, whenever something is being said, and I don't see it like that. But at the same time, there is anti-Semitism. You can see it, you can hear it. And by the way, there are even violence against Jews. It's not only what you read on Facebook or somewhere else or TikTok. It's something very significant when Jews are being attacked and Jewish synagogues are being burned and so on. So it's not only a theory. Practically, Jews are being hurt as a result of this new anti-Semitism. I'm ready to argue with anyone about the legitimacy of what we are doing in Gaza. I would advise everyone to look at the entire perspective. What was the situation before October 7 and then October 7 and then after? Israel should and I think did react forcefully. Then the discussion of whether it was too much or less, proportionally, and so on and so forth. But I didn't expect my government and my state and the IDF and the security forces of Israel just to watch the Hamas invading Israel and killing and murdering 1,200 Israelis. That will never be done. And that I say, even if I am politically very critical of my own government.
طيب هناك من يرى أن الحرب لا تقتصر فقط على المعركة في الميدان، وإنما الصورة والرواية هي تؤثر، ويبدو أن إسرائيل خسرت في هذه المعركة. هل توافق هذا الرأي؟
I don't think we lost the war, but we didn't achieve all our goals. And as I said before, I in a way blame the government for setting up high goals that couldn't be met even initially. The idea of total victory or full victory it's not realistic. My PhD happens to deal with the war on hearts and minds, the war on conscience, and I learned that 15 years ago that no more victories in those kind of wars. You can gain time, a lot of time, but you cannot eliminate a terror organization like Hezbollah or Hamas just by force. You have to mix military, diplomatic, and economic measures all together as a package deal, and then you can bring them to the level that they will not risk your own security. But those terror organizations are kind of an ideology, and ideology remains in this way or another. And the government, from their own reasons, raised the expectations of the Israelis to the height that were not achieved, that were not able to achieve. This was much, much higher. By the way, the US government as well, in a way.
دعنا نعود إلى إسرائيل والشؤون الداخلية. هنالك من يقول إن الانقسام الداخلي بين العلمانيين والحريديم، بين اليسار واليمين، انقسام بين المعارضة والائتلاف هو أخطر بكثير من التهديدات الخارجية. ما هو رأيك في هذا الأمر؟
As much as, I mean, the divide within Israel, which started with what we call the judicial revolution, not a reform, but revolution, at the time put Israel's even existence at risk. But what we learned after October 7th, that Israelis, even if they totally disagree with the government, they are mobilized, they come, they're being, if called, they come in, they volunteer, they risk their life, sometimes they sacrifice their life and they lost their lives. Even again, if the policies, the internal policies of the government are contrary to what they believe in. But when it comes to the existence of Israel, Israelis are very patriot, very loyal to their own country. It's not a matter which government is in power. It's the matter that we love this country. We know we have no other place to go. And that's why we do our best to protect it against our enemies.
ولكن إذا استمرت إسرائيل في هذا النهج كيف ستراها بعد 5 سنوات؟ يعني هي في وضع الآن ربما من أسوأ الحالات التي كانت فيها منذ قيامها، وإذا استمرت في هذا التوجه كيف تراها بعد 5 سنوات؟
October 27, 26, I mean 2.5 months from now, is a crucial date in Israel's history. That's how I see it. Israelis will have a chance democratically to change the government and to elect a new government, a new coalition, new leadership. We desperately need it. We need it in order to recover from the present government. We need it in order to repair the wounds of the Israeli society, to get united again, to figure out what are the goals, the national goals of Israel, that will be decided by most of the Israelis, discussed and decided. I believe that can be done. I'm hopeful. I've seen Israel. I'm old enough to remember past wars, including the Yom Kippur War, and the '67 War, and others. There were crises in our history, but we recovered them from them all, and we built a beautiful country, very successful, high-tech, sophisticated, very advanced in arts, in literature, in music, in every aspect of life. So I believe that inside the Israeli society, there is enough power to come back. But remember, October 27, 26, that's the election day. So every single Israeli, wherever you are, come to Israel and participate in the election and make sure that we will start a new chapter in Israel's life.
الوزير الأسبق الدكتور نحمان شاي، شكرا جزيلا لك على هذه المقابلة. شكرا لكم مشاهدينا وإلى اللقاء.